It's a strong Celtic and Gaelic tradition of going to a well of healing. And we did see...
I saw something.
We saw something.
Well, that was creepy.
I guess the U.S. mail is here?
Neither of us know how to do this, really.
We're not good rock skippers.
Hey there, travelers. I'm Eliz from Means to Travel. My husband Derek and I are college sweethearts and share a passion for exploring the globe.
After so much change for us in 2020, we decided to take a giant leap and rent out our home in Chicago for some extended travel. This series chronicles our 3-month stay in the United Kingdom.
After documenting our strict 2-week quarantine in southern England, we set about exploring many of the wonders that this enchanting country has to offer.
During this time, we became official end-to-enders,
Met up with some cherished friends,
got our rental car towed twice,
and absolutely fell in love with this corner of the world. So come along as we explore the UK.
In the last episode, we went on a self-guided walking tour through the beautiful city of Inverness, Scotland. We went to a neat secondhand bookshop, saw some historic buildings, hiked the parks of the Ness Islands, and so much more.
In this episode, we leave our Inverness Airbnb for a nearby day trip to the Black Isle. We stop to check out an ancient healing well, scope out the ruins of an old cathedral and Gaelic Chapel, try to spot some dolphins on the Chanonry Point beach, explore around Cromarty, visit an organic brewery, and more.
What's up, travelers? It's Derek from Means to Travel, and today we are going to do a road trip from Inverness, quick little day trip off to the Black Isle, which is just a peninsula just north of the city. So we're going to go check out some stuff there, but before we do that, we're going to go over here to Garnish on Greg Street to pick up a few sandwiches to take with us to have a little picnic while we're out there. So let's go pick up some sandwiches and then hit the road.
Hi travelers, we just got to our first stop on the Black Isle and we are starting the path towards the Clootie Well, and Derek's going to tell you a little bit more about it.
Sure. It's a strong Celtic and Gaelic tradition of going to a well of healing, a well that traditionally has been thought to have healing properties, and you take a piece of cloth and you dip it in the well, you clean maybe the area where you have an illness, and you tie it then to a tree surrounding the well, in hopes that as the cloth degrades, your ailment will be cured. Pre-Christianity, these sites have been known to be associated with nature spirits, ancestor gods, things of that nature, and now a lot of these wells are associated with saints. So this specific one on the Black Isle is associated with Saint Boniface. And so we're going to go up now and check it out, but there are these cloths that you can see all over that people have left as kind of votive offerings to Saint Boniface. Okay, I think we've found the well. And it kind of comes out from underneath these trees. And a lot of people have left offerings behind.
There's also, the water runs down the hill.
Yeah, and the water, as you can see, runs down the hill. So that people have multiple places that they can actually partake in the waters.
This is cool. Cold.
then turn left onto Cathedral Square.
So our second stop of the day here is in Fortrose. This is the Fortrose Cathedral behind me. As you can see, it is in a ruined state, and that's because after the Reformation, it fell out of power. It no longer was a place of power for the Bishop of Ross. It fell into disrepair as the lead roof was actually gifted to the local noblemen and whatnot. They continued to hold services here even after that, but as you can see, it just is not what it used to be. And that's kind of the story of a lot of places of worship that were part of the Catholic Church following the Reformation when Henry VIII wanted a divorce, didn't get it from the Pope, and decided, who needs a Pope? So yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of a simplistic history of, you know, that point in time. Yeah, this is like a hauntingly beautiful place, and I recommend coming here just for a quick stopover and checking it out. It's really gorgeous. Once there would have been a palace that the bishop would have lived in. It would have been over in that general area, I believe. And there would have been mansions or manses that would have been held by the senior clergy that kind of dominated this local area. Let's get on to the next location, because Eliz is already in the car. She's like, let's go! What's up, guys? So we are at Chanonry Point here in the Black Isle. This is our third stop of the day.
It's really pretty here. I'm loving this lighthouse behind us, and there's supposed to be potentially a pod of dolphins that we can see. And
we don't know if we'll see them today.
I love dolphins. I'm like really hopeful.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
So this is supposed to be one of the best places in Scotland to see bottlenose dolphins, as well as sea otters. So hopefully we'll see some, but we don't know.
All I've seen so far is a duck. Let's go look some more.
So Liz is about to demonstrate her amazing rock skipping abilities.
Amazingly terrible. So I've already tried twice. Derek tried once. Neither of us know how to do this, really.
We're not good rock skippers, but
But these are such flat rocks that I'm like, theoretically, this should work.
all right, babe, let's see it. Let's see the Armstrong in action.
You're supposed to like flick the wrist while throwing.
Fling it. And you don't want it to go up.
I don't want it to go backwards.
You don't want it to go backwards. You don't want it to go up. You want it to go kind of flat. Nope. No skips.
It actually landed round. See, the flat side did not land on the surface.
But you know what? You're adorable while you do it. So that's all that matters.
I gotta find another option. Ooh, this one's pretty flat, right? This one looks flat.
It might be too flat.
I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
It's like when you throw a football and it just like, does not have a spiral whatsoever.
All right, we're gonna work on this, guys, and we'll check back in maybe on the NC 500, see if we get any better.
I'm as good at this as I am at doing the splits. So.
Time to eat lunch.
Dolphin watch.
We are on Dolphin Watch 2020, and we have stopped at food. That seagull will not stop eyeing us.
We're getting glares. This is obviously the popular people.
He keeps like looking away, like, oh, no, don't, no, I'm not up. And then he'll like stare at us.
Yeah, every time I turn around,
He pretends like he's not looking at us. I'm just glad they don't seem to be nearly as aggressive as in Cornwall. Yeah.
It scares me. Okay guys, a couple tips for if you're visiting Chanonry Point here and you have the ability to, definitely bring binoculars, because if you're going to be looking for the dolphins, the seals, or anything like that, I have pretty good eyes. I have 20/20 vision or better, and I was still kind of climbing up a little bit trying to get a better view, and you know, squinting and everything like that. So definitely if you have binoculars to bring those, and also just make sure to bring layers. It's pretty windy out because you're right basically on a peninsula in the middle of a northern bay. So those are my 2 tips if you are coming here for a stop while you're doing the Black Isle.
All right, we're leaving Chanonry Point, and we did see.
I saw something.
We saw something. We were told that it was a porpoise.
Yeah.
So
Two
porpoise. Porpoise.
Ooh, jinx.
Porpoises.
Anyway, so, and then we also saw the head of either a gray seal or a common seal. I'm gonna go with it was probably common because it wasn't that big. But it was so cute. He kept like looking at the beach and then going back down.
Well, there was a dog that was frolicking, I guess is probably the verb. He was frolicking on the beach, and the seal was just kind of like keeping his eye on him, like, I'm watching you, bub. This is my beach. So, yeah, but we're gonna get going because we only paid for an hour of parking here, which cost £1, and we're gonna get off to our next location. So
One more shot of the lighthouse.
One more shot of the lighthouse.
So pretty.
Pretty lighthouse.
It smells really nice right here. Is this?
Lavender?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it smells so nice.
Yep, smells like lavender.
Love that.
So we are on the high street here in Cromarty, and we're just gonna like kind of walk around and see what this place is all about.
And find some coffee.
And Eliz jonesing for some Java.
Look at this. Got a little telephone booth by the bay.
You know, that's the first telephone booth like that that I've like consciously seen since we left England. Like I don't remember seeing them in a lot of places that we've been. Have you noticed them?
Every once in a while, but yeah, it's only fewer.
Yeah.
This one actually, I think, has a working telephone in it too. Which is probably great because we don't have any cell phone service here.
I guess the U.S. mail is here?
I mean, it makes sense because the steering wheel on a mail truck is on the other side, but that's amazing. I've never seen that before. And on top of that, there was a man who was walking both his dog and his cat. I don't know if you caught that. They're right up here.
Well, it looked like the cat kept getting scared of the cars.
We stopped in the Cromarty Arms for a quick cup of tea and to warm up. There were lots of locals all being very quiet, so we didn't film, but it was cool to get our change as this Scottish fiver. Fun fact, Scottish pounds do not have the monarch on them.
Due to 2020, Hugh Miller's birthplace, Cottage and Museum, is closed, but otherwise you could tour where he's from, and he was a natural scientist. We just came out of the Cromarty Arms, though, where we had some coffee, tea.
Somebody definitely has a fire going.
Yeah, there's the smell of fire and smoke coming quite heavily, and actually there's a ton of smoke. I found it. Lots of smoke. Hopefully that's a controlled fire. That's actually where we want to be.
Yeah.
The Hugh Miller Institute, a gift of Andrew Carnegie. Interesting.
It's a bonfire.
Nice. That is a fire.
So I think 2 kids lit.
Couple kids over there.
Hugh Miller was a local geologist during the Victorian era and is esteemed as one of Scotland's most influential paleontologists who communicated science to a wider audience. He made several new species discoveries, and his home in Cromarty is now a geology museum with specimens collected from the nearby area.
The Cromarty Gaelic Chapel was built in 1784 by the local laird as a gesture of goodwill to the recently arrived Gaelic speakers around the time of the Highland clearances. We acknowledge that it's pronounced Gaelic in Britain, but we Americans tend to use the Irish pronunciation of Gaelic. These forcibly transplanted people came to Cromarty to work for the prosperous hemp factory and port in the area. The chapel's purpose was to be a place of worship for these people in their native tongue. However, it did not last long and is now in a state of ruin.
Creepy thing. I dare you to go in.
Yeah, I'm not going in there.
Well, that was effectively creepy.
Interesting.
So these 2 things over here are called the suitors, which is Scots for shoemakers. And legend has it that 2 giants used to use these as workbenches, I guess to make shoes, I don't know. And they would toss their tools back to each other across the firth. So that's a fun little piece of local folklore.
Gaelic.
Local Gaelic folklore. I will say, you get that briny smell here. Definitely, you can tell that this is seawater because we're right by the ocean. It's also kind of interesting to be here because you get a little bit more of that industrial flavor, you know, the working ports of Scotland. And there's a lot of that out here, including the oil rigs, which is pretty cool.
There's also people flying a kite, though, so that's fun.
Yeah. Want to go up Gordon's Lane? I don't know who Gordon was, but he got a good lane.
Cromarty was an interesting town to visit on this trip because it showed us a less touristy and more workaday side of the Highlands. The sun was starting to get low in the sky as we drove out of town and started heading to our last stop. Derek was very excited to end the day at the local Black Isle Brewery.
Stop on our day trip into the Black Isle is at the Black Isle Brewery, which is an organic brewery here in Scotland. I believe it might be the only organic brewery in the Highlands. So we're excited to get over there, maybe taste a couple beers, and I'm gonna pick up at least 1 beer for the live stream tomorrow. So looking forward to that.
We made it to the last stop on our Black Isle road trip today, and that is the Black Isle Brewery that Derek just mentioned. And I don't drink beer, so this is definitely a stop for Derek. So we're gonna see how organic beer is.
Let's go check it out.
Derek will.
Yes.
Let's go check it out.
The Black Isle Brewery is impressive in that they have been in business since 1998, specializing in organic brewing. They strive to make outstanding beer while preserving our natural environment. The company uses only naturally grown barley and hops, focusing on ways to increase biodiversity in their farms, and has signed pledges to be net zero on carbon emissions by 2040. They had a great product range, and Eliz loved the artistic rainbow display of the beer cans in the store. and I can say the beer was quite tasty as well.
So unfortunately, tastings are not happening right now, nor are the brewery tours, but I did pick up a little like variety pack that I put together myself, and I'm gonna crack these babies open on the live stream.
Make your own tasting.
I'll make my own Actually, I might crack one open tonight so you guys can hear what I think of these beers that are nice and organic. So, all right, time to head back to Inverness. We are back in Inverness and we were kind of hungry, so we ended up going to Shanghai, which is like right next to us, and got ourselves some Chinese food.
We sure did. Before we dig in, I hope you guys really enjoyed our road trip through the Black Isle today, just north of Inverness. If you did, give this video a thumbs up down below, and also don't forget to subscribe by pressing that red subscribe button below too if you don't want to miss any of our travel videos to come. Thanks everybody for watching. Cheers, happy travels. Bye! We just got to our first stop on the Black Isle, and we're about to start the path to the Clootie Well.
Clootie.
Hey travelers, don't forget to subscribe, and let's hang out more. Here are some links to other helpful travel videos on my channel, and press that notification bell so you don't miss any new and awesome travel videos to come.